When you looked at the film and you talked to Patrick about sort of what went wrong compared to, you talked after the game that he looked different in practice during the week than in that game. What have you kind of come to the conclusion of what went wrong for him on Saturday?
Well, I think people showed up in the stands.
Simple as that.
Well, it's not as simple as that. Once you get in the game and you get in that type of environment, things happen fast if you're really, really not prepared. And I think he is trying to get prepared. I think he's working hard to get prepared. But his opportunities to prepare so far this season are still limited. You know, he's still only had 6 real practices with the offense. So I think once we got out there and things started happening fast to him, he kind of forgot everything he knew, and he reverted back to what he's always done. And that was the big thing I told him on the sideline. You know, if you're going to play quarterback in college, you got to play like a college quarterback. You can't do it like you did in high school. It's not going to work. And he had a few things he probably reverted back to the way he did things in high school.
How common is that, Randy, among freshmen?
Well, it's common among everyone. You know, once you get out there and the chaos starts, which, you know, until you've played a lot of ball and you've really prepared a lot, it is chaos. Once you get in chaos, you revert back to your training. And if your training hasn't been enough or you haven't done it long enough to where your training is to do things right every time, you revert back to what you've always done.
Is the plan still the same for this game, or you change it up based on how the game flow is going, maybe? Or?
Well, a little bit, Jen. We'll figure out exactly what the plan is as the week goes on. And it's always a hard thing. You know, you have a plan to put a guy in. You know, last week we moved the ball pretty well the first 2 series. We put Patrick in, and we never was really able to get it going again. But at the same time, it's almost unfair to put a guy in if things aren't going well. You know, so it's a roll of the dice. Hopefully it works out well. You know, you look at it after the game, it's easy to figure out what you should have done. But in the heat of the moment, you try to figure out what's best. You know, things were going pretty well. We thought maybe the success the other 10 guys were having could help carry Patrick along. And I don't think what Patrick did killed our momentum. It was what everyone, all 11 guys out there did that killed our momentum.
Patrick
and plus a little bit what Missouri did. I thought Missouri made a few adjustments, and you know, it's the hardest thing about coaching young people, whether it's quarterback, especially quarterback, but whether it's receivers, linemen, or whatever, is making those end game adjustments.
So if you have that same scenario again this week,
we're going to do whatever Joker says he wants to do. He's the one with the comedies check. You know. But no, yeah, seriously, it's something we'll have to discuss. And, you know, Joker and I will discuss it. The rest of the staff will have their input, and you know, we'll try to figure out what we think is the best thing for us to have a chance to win.
Patrick hasn't really failed probably in many years in a football game. He seems to be a really self-assured guy. How has he handled sort of struggling for the first time and on a big stage?
Well, I think he's handling it well. You know, like I say, it's the first time. And, you know, I think last week he played, I think it was 14 plays. I don't remember exactly how many it was against Mississippi State, but it was somewhere along that line before he got injured. So, you know, the guy's played a little bit. You know, he's practiced a little bit, and he has played a little bit. I hope he'll keep making progress where he can play more, because you know, Jalen is doing about as well as we can expect him to do. We'd like for him to do better, but realistically, where you expect him to be, he's not that far off. You know, he needs some help from someone, and if Patrick can come in and provide some help, then that's a bonus for him. You know, looking back in hindsight, if I had something to do over again last week, I would have probably got Morgan in the game. Asked about the quarterback thing, because I thought that helped Jalen against Georgia. It's just, you know, when you start playing 3 of them, it's when you're really breaking a lot of momentum then sometimes.
Randy, how do you evaluate